Listen up because this story is absolutely wild. Hollywood sources are saying Meghan Markle has been turning on all her charm for Jeff Bezos. Yeah, the Amazon billionaire himself who could literally buy countries for fun. And Meghan, she's been working her way into his business circle like someone who suddenly remembered she had acting dreams and wants back in the spotlight. But here's the twist that flips everything upside down. Standing directly between Meghan and Jeff like a fortress wall at Hollywood's most exclusive event is Lauren Sanchez. Lauren isn't just some billionaire's girlfriend, she's sharp, gorgeous, incredibly well-connected, and absolutely not the type of woman who'll let anyone, especially Meghan, slide into her world. Sources say Lauren saw Meghan's whole charm act coming from across the room and shut it down so fast with such a deadly sweet smile it probably left scorch marks. So the real question everyone's asking, was Meghan chasing an acting comeback, a business deal, a ticket back to A-list status, or maybe the whole package? Either way, this is where our story starts, with Meghan reaching for the biggest prize in Hollywood, Bezos holding all the cards, and Lauren making absolutely sure the Duchess learns exactly where she belongs, locked out of the inner circle forever. Here's when people started whispering. Meghan didn't just grab any acting role that came her way. She picked a small part in an Amazon-backed MGM movie where she played herself. Sources say this wasn't some accident. Hollywood insiders noticed she went with Amazon instead of Netflix, even though Netflix was the company that gave her and Harry their big documentary break. People at the studios started whispering that Meghan was trying to get close to Jeff Bezos. Sure, everyone said professionally, but they said it the same way you'd say what a coincidence while rolling your eyes so hard they practically fall out of your head. All of a sudden, Meghan wasn't being talked about for royal stuff or charity work, but for why she was cozying up to Bezos, the guy who owns the studio she wanted to work for. Hollywood noticed, Netflix definitely noticed, Lauren absolutely noticed, and Meghan, she acted like nothing unusual was happening. Now here's where things get really interesting. A competing studio source spilled that Bezos is one of the few people who could actually fund whatever crazy ideas Meghan and Harry cook up. Movies, documentaries, lifestyle brands, taking over the world, fancy brunches, whatever they want. With Bezos backing her, Meghan wouldn't just get a job, she'd get power, money, respect, and another shot at making it in Hollywood. Another insider put it perfectly, why crawl back to Netflix when you could go straight to the guy who basically owns tomorrow? And honestly, that's exactly how Meghan thinks. Because Bezos isn't just some producer or even just a billionaire. He's someone who can make people famous with a phone call. But here's the thing about every empire, there's always a queen sitting on the throne. And her name is Lauren Sanchez. Before Meghan could even start batting her eyes at Jeff Bezos' world, there was one shiny little problem she seemed to forget. Jeff is completely off the market, and not to just anybody. Lauren Sanchez is the woman by his side, and she's definitely not some quiet wallflower hiding in the background. Lauren is confident, she's stunning, she's connected to everyone who matters. She has friendships all over Hollywood, like some glittering network, including people like Bethany Frankel, who had Meghan all figured out way before everyone else caught on. Sources say Lauren spotted Meghan's game plan before Meghan even started playing. That's how smart she is. And here's what's really interesting. People in the business say Meghan and Lauren are actually kind of similar. They both know how to attract powerful guys. They both know how to dress to get noticed. They both know how to work a room like they own it. But here's the huge difference. Lauren actually owns her power. Meghan just puts on a show. Lauren doesn't pretend to be modest or sweet. She shines openly, loves the attention, and is completely herself. That kind of real confidence makes her impossible to push aside. That's why insiders say Meghan will never get around Lauren. Because Lauren isn't just Jeff's girlfriend. She's like his security system, his filter, his bouncer. Meghan trying to get to Bezos without going through Lauren is like trying to sneak into a fortress while the queen is standing at the gate with the keys, smiling sweetly while saying, "I don't think so, honey." If Meghan thought she was going to smoothly slide into Bezos' circle, Kris Jenner's birthday party showed her how wrong she was. And wow, what a night to remember, for all the wrong reasons. Harry and Meghan showed up to the celebration, and instead of blending in like smooth Hollywood pros, they stuck out like a broken shopping cart in a fancy store. The photos that got leaked told the whole story better than any gossip column could. There was Meghan snapping her fingers at staff like she was calling servants in a palace she doesn't live in anymore. There was Harry looking completely lost, like someone forgot to tell him what was happening. And there were all the other women looking amazing, relaxed, totally at ease, while Meghan's face basically screamed, "Why does this camera keep catching me at the worst moment?" Sources say the party guests didn't warm up to them at all. They weren't charming or magnetic. Nobody invited them into the real conversations or private jokes, they were just background noise, and Meghan absolutely hates being background anything. Hollywood noticed because Hollywood notices everything. And suddenly the whispers got louder. If Meghan couldn't even win over the Kardashians, the queens of image and reinvention, how did she think she was going to take over Bezos' world? That night didn't boost her reputation, it damaged it, and Meghan could totally feel it. Now here's where things went from embarrassing to completely explosive. A source in Montecito revealed that when Meghan saw those photos from the party, she totally lost it. Not just a little upset, a complete meltdown. Because Meghan wants to control every single photo of herself that sees daylight. This time she had zero control. The angles were terrible. Her outfit didn't work the way she thought it would. Comparing her to the other women was brutal. And the Kardashians, they were pissed. Word is they were furious that Meghan and Harry's drama took attention away from Kris Jenner's special night. This was supposed to celebrate the woman who basically created modern celebrity culture, not become the Meghan show. And here's what really hurt. This wasn't just about looking good, it was about power. Meghan built her whole post-royal image on controlling how she looks. Perfect lighting, perfect poses, perfect messages. But these photos reminded her of something she can't stand. When Meghan doesn't control the situation, people don't choose her. That's when her strategy changed. The only target left big enough was Bezos. But Lauren was already watching. At this level of society, the top tier, the diamond class, the private jet crowd, nobody says anything out loud. Power moves happen through whispers, meaningful looks across fancy dinner tables, and quiet conversations over champagne that costs more than most people's cars. In that whisper network, people started noticing Meghan positioning herself strategically, showing up at the right events, approaching the right groups, smiling at the perfect moments, and placing herself wherever Bezos' influence could be felt. But here's the beautiful part. Everyone knew Lauren was paying attention, not angry or worried or panicked, just completely aware, because women like Lauren don't fight loud public battles. They shut things down quietly. According to sources, that's exactly what she did. Making sure Meghan never got close enough to be anything more than some distant planet floating way outside their solar system. Hollywood felt it, billionaires felt it, and Meghan felt it most of all. In the world Meghan desperately wants back into, power doesn't look like a crown anymore. It looks like rocket ships, media empires, and phone calls that can change someone's entire life. Jeff Bezos is someone who can create careers with his signature. Lauren Sanchez is the queen next to him. Confident, established, completely untouchable socially. And Meghan, she's standing at the edge of this glittering world she can see but can't reach. She tried Hollywood, didn't work. She tried being royal, disaster. She tried Netflix, okay, but not enough. She tried the Kardashians, embarrassing. And now she's tried getting close to Bezos, only to find Lauren protecting the whole galaxy. So the world watches, not loudly but with serious curiosity. Will Meghan try again? Will she find a new target? Will she somehow climb higher, or will she finally fall? Because in this circle, nothing ever stays the same. Power moves, friendships change, doors open and slam shut. And one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. It's just waiting to see what Meghan does next. So here's where things took a turn nobody saw coming. After all that positioning, all that strategic maneuvering, all those attempts to get into Bezos' orbit, the ultimate test arrived. And it wasn't some business meeting or charity gala. It was a wedding. The wedding of the century, actually. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez got married in Venice in June 2025. And let me tell you, this wasn't just any wedding. This was a $50 million spectacle that had Hollywood buzzing for weeks. The guest list read like a who's who of power players. Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, Leonardo DiCaprio, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, basically everyone who matters in entertainment, politics, and business. And guess who wasn't there? That's right, Meghan and Harry were nowhere to be seen. Sources say Meghan was absolutely devastated when she realized she wasn't getting an invitation. Word from insiders is that she was reeling and seething because she considers herself more famous and important than guests like the Kardashians. Can you imagine? She's sitting in Montecito watching Instagram stories of everyone else living it up in Venice while she's completely locked out. But here's what really stung. Meghan had apparently been hoping this wedding invitation would be her golden ticket back into the A-list circle. She needed those connections for her struggling podcast and her lifestyle brand. Instead, the snub just proved how far she and Harry have actually drifted from Hollywood's core social scene. The wedding itself was basically Lauren's victory lap. She looked absolutely stunning in her custom Dolce & Gabbana gown, and within days she was on the cover of Vogue magazine showcasing her wedding dress. While Meghan was dealing with trademark issues and struggling to find guests for her podcast, Lauren was literally draped in diamonds on magazine covers. A Hollywood insider put it perfectly: Lauren is everything Meghan thought she'd become. Instead, Meghan's peddling preserves while Lauren's draped in diamonds on the Cannes red carpet. And that wedding guest list? It wasn't just about celebrating love, it was about power. Every single person there represented influence, money, connections, and relevance. The fact that Barack Obama showed up but Meghan didn't get an invite spoke volumes about where she really stands in the hierarchy. What made it even worse for Meghan was watching the social media coverage. All these A-listers posting from Venice, having the time of their lives while she's stuck at home with her jam jars. The Kardashians were there, Oprah was there, even people she thought she had relationships with were celebrating without her. Sources close to Meghan say she was particularly hurt because she thought her connection to Jeff through that Amazon movie would count for something. She'd positioned herself, made strategic moves, tried to get closer to his world, and none of it mattered. Lauren had completely blocked her out, and Jeff clearly wasn't interested in extending any olive branches. The wedding also highlighted something brutal about Hollywood. It's not about what you used to be, it's about what you are right now. And right now, Meghan's podcast is struggling, her lifestyle brand is facing legal issues, and her Netflix show isn't creating the buzz she hoped for. Meanwhile, Lauren just married one of the most powerful men in the world and is sitting on top of the entertainment industry. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. While Meghan was dealing with the humiliation of being left out, sources started whispering about what Lauren was planning next. And those plans, they sounded awfully familiar. The wedding wasn't just Lauren's moment to shine, it was her official announcement that she was stepping into the lifestyle space. People started talking about streaming shows, capsule collections, lifestyle brands. Sound familiar? Lauren was basically taking Meghan's entire playbook and doing it with unlimited resources and actual industry connections. And the timing couldn't have been more brutal. Just as Meghan's American Riviera orchard was struggling with trademark issues and her podcast was getting mocked online, Lauren was positioning herself to launch a lifestyle empire with Amazon's backing. It was like watching someone steal your homework and then ace the test while you failed. The Venice wedding was more than just a celebration, it was a statement. It showed the world exactly who has power, who has access, and who gets left behind. Meghan spent months trying to work her way into this circle, and in one weekend she learned she's not even close to being on their level. But wait until you hear what Lauren started planning right after the honeymoon. While Meghan was still processing the wedding snub, Lauren wasted no time making her next move. She wasn't just planning to enter the lifestyle space, she was planning to completely dominate it. Sources say Lauren started putting together plans for her own lifestyle empire almost immediately after the wedding. A streaming show on Amazon Prime, capsule collections, lifestyle brands, basically everything Meghan had been trying to do, but with unlimited backing and actual industry connections. The irony here is brutal. While Meghan struggled with trademark rejections and legal challenges from companies like Harry and David, Lauren was getting ready to launch with the full power of Amazon behind her. No trademark issues, no funding problems, no guest booking struggles, just pure unlimited resources. When Lauren's team reached out to influencers and celebrities, everyone picked up. When Meghan's team called, it went straight to voicemail. While Meghan's Netflix show got lukewarm reviews and struggled with bookings, Lauren was developing a concept for Amazon Prime that would make Meghan's show look amateur. High-end entertaining, luxury lifestyle tips, exclusive access to events and people Meghan can only dream about. The timing was devastating for Meghan. Just as her podcast went on hiatus, her Netflix show got criticized for featuring controversial guests like Chrissy Teigen, and her lifestyle brand faced constant legal hurdles. Here comes Lauren with a superior version of everything Meghan was building. Industry insiders started buzzing about Lauren's ventures before she'd even made announcements. Meanwhile, Meghan was fighting to get trademark applications approved and dealing with her brand name being called word salad. The contrast was stark. Major fashion designers reached out to Lauren about collaborations. Lifestyle magazines offered partnerships. Everyone wanted to work with the new Mrs. Bezos. Compare that to Meghan's experience struggling to book podcast guests, trademark rejections, criticism about product launches, declining social media engagement. And here's what really hurt: Lauren wasn't even trying that hard. While Meghan desperately reached out to anyone who would listen, Lauren casually mentioned her plans at dinner parties and had major brands reach out to her. The wedding guest list proved Lauren's natural access to power players. Obama, the Kardashians, DiCaprio, Oprah, everyone Meghan had been trying to connect with for years. They weren't networking opportunities for Lauren, they were genuine friends. The most painful realization: Lauren wasn't just competing with Meghan, she was completely replacing her. All those Hollywood connections Meghan tried to nurture were gravitating toward Lauren. All those opportunities Meghan chased were being offered to Lauren first. Industry experts made brutal comparisons. While Meghan's ventures felt performative and try-hard, Lauren's approach seemed authentic and effortless. The numbers told the story. Meghan's engagement was declining despite constant promotion. Her podcast struggled after going on hiatus. Her lifestyle brand faced questions about whether quick sellouts were real demand or artificial scarcity. Lauren generated buzz without officially launching anything. She was becoming a lifestyle influencer without trying, while Meghan worked overtime to achieve a fraction of that impact. The most brutal quote came from a Hollywood insider: "Lauren is everything Meghan thought she'd become." Instead, Meghan's peddling preserves while Lauren's draped in diamonds on the Cannes red carpet. That captured everything. Meghan envisioned herself as a glamorous lifestyle guru at exclusive events. Instead, she was dealing with trademark rejections and selling jam to stay relevant. Lauren was living the exact life Meghan dreamed of. Couture gowns at premieres, VIP status at exclusive parties, major brands competing for her attention. She wasn't trying to build a lifestyle brand, she was the lifestyle brand. By 2025, the writing was on the wall. The Venice wedding proved where real power lies in Hollywood. That guest list represented the inner circle Meghan desperately tried to penetrate. And Lauren was the host, not hoping for an invitation. This story exposes the difference between trying to build influence and actually having it. Meghan's approach was strategic, calculated, performative. Lauren's power is effortless. Genuine connections, unlimited resources, understanding that the best success doesn't require fighting. The lifestyle space Meghan thought she could dominate is now Lauren's playground. With Amazon's backing, Bezos' connections, and natural elite circle navigation, Lauren isn't just competing with Meghan, she's making her irrelevant. Where does this leave our story? Meghan's still in Montecito, trying to make her brands work, fighting for relevance in a world moving on without her. Lauren's just getting started with exactly the lifestyle empire Meghan always wanted. The world watches this modern tale of ambition, power, and social climbing reach its conclusion. Will Meghan reinvent herself again, or fade while Lauren takes center stage? In this elite circle where power shifts faster than fashion trends, one thing's crystal clear: there's only room for one lifestyle queen at the top. Right now, Lauren Sanchez isn't just wearing the crown, she owns the entire kingdom. The game Meghan thought she was playing, Lauren was playing it on a completely different level the entire time. And now everyone knows who really won.